It's a new year, everybody. A new year in the same old Boy Green Daily. Wait a second. Hop on Pop Takeover. What the heck's going on? And Haason Reddick. Yeah, boy. All right. Well, let's get into it, everybody. Happy New Year, and a Boy Green Daily starts now.
I'm going to lose my gosh darn bananas. Boy Green Daily starts now. Zoinks!
I made it clear that my intention was to play, and my intention was to play for the New York Jets.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Paul Esden Jr., a.k.a. Boy Green. I'm the New York Jets digital reporter for Heavy.com. Welcome to Boy Green Daily, a daily New York Jets video show, also available wherever you get your podcast. And as promised, the Hop on Pop Takeover. We are in the Esden Zone abode. You see the Esden Zone mountain cabin back there behind me. We're all here. It's myself and a special guest, which will be Pop, who will be joining us for the next several days of shows, which should be a doozy. Pop, good morning.
Good morning, Boy Green.
Okay.
Hey, now.
It's a beautiful show. No Nick Faria today. Those who are looking for a Jets reporter for Athlon Sports because of the holiday, he is out of commission, but he'll be back coming up next week. So it'll be next Wednesday. So our only guest that'll be joining us here over the couple of days here on Boy Green Daily will just be me and my Pop, and of course you, the fans. And speaking of you, the fans, it is a happy New Year. I hope you guys are spending it with your loved ones. There's no question about it. But we must flip the switch, which is the Boy Green Emoji Contest. Today is the last day. And no, it did not expire last night, as we've been talking about the last week or two. It's going to extend through today all the way until 12:15 p.m. Eastern Time. So here's how it's going to work. We've got Boy Green Daily that's happening right now. Every gifted membership, all the details are in the scrolling ticker, but every gifted membership gets you a raffle ticket to our Jets Super Prize New Year giveaway, and includes a bevy of gifts that we'll be unlocking. And whoever is number one in the emoji or the membership giveaway will be winning a custom emoji. So, guys, it's going to be terrific. It's going to be special. I'm so friggin' excited about it, and we'll be live today until whenever the bacon light turns on. Father, do we have the eye on the bacon light for when it flips? We're ready to go.
It'll be very clear. The bacon light will be lit, and your mom will keep us right up to speed on that.
Beautiful. So that's great to hear. So when the bacon light flips, whenever that is, we'll hop off Boy Green Daily. But we'll be back on live right at noon for a Happy New Year giveaway, for a final push for you guys to send in those memberships for the raffle giveaway. And then after 12:15 expires, we have it all digital, so we'll see it on here on the computer and all the hoopla going on there. As soon as that happens, it will be available for all of us. So you guys will be able to gift memberships anywhere from now all the way through 12:15. As soon as it flips to 12:16, that's when the contest will stop for this cycle, and we'll make an announcement for anyone that sends in their memberships. They're trying to get them in last second. Your memberships won't go wasted. They'll be going towards a new contest, which we'll announce later is a new thing that we'll be doing moving forward. So yeah. I'm really excited about that.
Yeah, and wasting no time whatsoever. Number one Austrian Jets fan did a 5-pack.
Yeah, we need to jump right. Yes. Okay, perfect. I was going to have to hop over to my other computer, but we do have it here right on the screen. Our number one Austrian Jet fan with a 5-pack combination, baby. And let's throw in one of these. Let's read those 5 new members to the Boy Green Coffee Club. Shout out to our number one Austrian Jet fan. That is Jets Runny, Who Dat Fam, Jorge Galvez, Brandon James, and Chris Grosso. You guys are all now members to the gosh darn Boy Green Coffee Club. And let's update the leaderboard. Number one Austrian Jet fan has 70 gifted memberships so far this month, just behind Jimmy Jets, who's in first place with 75. So number one Austrian Jet fan is staking his claim, baby, and it should be a very, very spicy finish There's no question about it. So salute to you, number one Austrian Jet fan. And Jared B already dropped this link, which is to our Discord. Again, folks, take full advantage of your perks, including access to our Discord channel. There's Paul Sack in there. I've seen people already submitting mailbag questions that we will answer at a later point for an exclusive Discord-only show where we'll be answering questions just from that. So take full advantage of that coming up here as well. Well, while we're also welcoming in new memberships, Pop, for the Raffle giveaway, which is a lot of fun that we're keeping track of here, let's get into the main topic here, Haason Reddick. And folks, this is a disgusting, a terrible update that I must share. And I heard it on my drive up here to New Hampshire. And it was this. I was listening to the Flight Deck podcast, and we'll get into a juicy gifting of memberships here from our boy Travis in just a second. But Ritsamini confirmed that Haason Reddick met his playing time incentive with the New York Jets this season, which means Haason Reddick will make $9.5 million with the New York Jets this season. And he's been terrible, Pop, absolutely terrible. He only has half a sack in his appearances since coming back to the Jets. He rejoined the team in October. And Reddick is, here's a stat from Next Gen Stats, also from Rich Zamini. Haason Reddick is the only edge player in the National Football League without a full sack, minimum 175 pass rushes. So Haason Reddick has half a sack, but he got $9.5 million thanks to the renegotiation that he had with the Jets. And I think the ultimate thing here is that there's been a lack of the whole Haason Reddick thing's been a disaster. One of the worst trades the Jets have ever done. There's no question about it. But the fact of the matter is Haason Reddick, when he came back to the Jets with his new agency and representation, he had a conversation with the Jets to rework the contract that existed. And part of that conversation was working in playing time incentives and sack incentives. Obviously, the sack incentives aren't happening unless he has one of the greatest single games we've ever seen from a player, and he's shown zero indication that's possible. But the playing time incentive, he needed the Jets to play him, and the Jets did. And he hasn't performed. And here's another thing from Rich Samini. They shared on his podcast. Haason Reddick showed up to the Jets out of shape in October, and he's continued to be out of shape for the last couple of months playing here for the Jets. But Jeff Ulbrich did not bench him. He let him keep playing on the field, Pop. And Haason Reddick met the playing time incentive as part of the new negotiation, which gives him $9.5 million this year for the New York Jets.
It's really inexplicable. And I'll tell you that we were talking about it yesterday. You know, what's the first thing that you do when every single player that shows up to training camp does one thing? And what is that? What is that, Boy Green?
The conditioning test, of course.
Conditioning test. So Haason Reddick, who doesn't do any of the off-season workouts, although he shows up in October. Mm-hmm. And I would say, I don't know what you're doing. You give him a physical, but I would also give him a conditioning test before you sign the contract, fat boy. Hold on. Hold the phone. I need you to run a 40, and it better not be timed with a sundial. So let's go, right? Give them the conditioning test that everybody gets day one of training camp. Why wouldn't you do that? And by the way, apparently we're giving away money. But we should just drive to Jets Drive right now. Hey, Woody. Hey, could you give us $3 or $4 million a piece? We showed up. Is that not good enough? When he started to suck, and now I know Ulbrich is a moron, and we'll get more to that later. But somebody should have been paying attention. Hey, he's not giving us dick butt kiss, right? We're getting nothing from him. How about we dial back his playing time, right? Because right now he's just a dead body on the field that's like a speed bump for the other players, right? We didn't have to let him meet the playing time. Didn't have to do it.
Exactly. And again, there are plenty of reasons that the Jets could have benched him. Like I said, apparently he showed up out of shape, according to Rich Mead. Both out of shape initially when he arrived in October, when they've renegotiated the deal, and then continued to stay out of shape throughout the months of him being with the team, which seems impossible. You think with just playing, you would naturally get into better shape, but I guess that's neither here nor there. Again, we'll get into the questionable Ulbrich comments on that. But Travis Breheim with a 20-pack of Boy Green Coffee Club membership. Good Lord. Oh, there you go. There's your other son, James Woody. I know he'd show up at some point. 20 members here from Travis Breheim, which puts him at 71 gifted memberships this month. He is now in second place. So number one is Jimmy Jets at 75 gifted memberships. Number two is Travis Breheim at 71. And number one Austrian Jet fan is at 70. Those are the top of the leaderboard. But as Travis Breheim just showed, you can jump right back into the contest at a moment's notice just like this. Let's read the 20 new members to the Gosh Darn Boy Green Coffee Club. Good Lord have mercy, Pop. There is a lot of hoopla happening here on the new year. This is absolutely terrific. So let's go to our 20 new members to the Boy Green Coffee Club. Right now, we got a lot of names to get to here. Asman Natajarian, Runuts, Alex, Mazeltov, Nautica Hears, Javier Santos, James Fowles, Pita, Nate A, MTS, JFK, Jets 830, Rich, Thomas Vederoso, David Alejandro Martin Erda Pelete, Cool Kev. We have Burn Loot Murder. Good Lord, have mercy. Donnie Alford and Sergeant CVO are all now members to the Gosh Darn Boy Green Coffee Club, which of course gives you access to the Discord channel and so much more. So there you go. Travis Breheim with a 20 spot, putting him in second place in our contest. Absolutely beautiful. So shout out to our guy here, Travis Breheim. Booyah. Wow, that's some electric stuff there, Pop. There's no question.
Yeah, and it's amazing. And thank God. Not good at math and a few other things, but your pronunciation is pretty good. Oh, we don't have any Aaron part of the discussion.
Yeah, I see that did not happen with in terms of that. That did not. No Aaron happening here, but that did happen for my fantasy team, so that's wonderful. But let's show another one here on the screen because we have our boy MFC with a gifted membership, baby. We love to see it. MFC, baby, absolutely terrific. And that membership from MFC went to Tyler Minton. On that as well. MFC is now up to 25 gifted memberships so far this month, which of course means 25 raffle tickets as well as part of the contest as well. So shout out to our boy, MFC, baby. Terrific. And hey now, our number one Austrian Jet fan, baby, getting in the action even more so. Absolutely beautiful. Let's go to the next one. That is Black Jesus is in here for our another Boy Green Coffee Club membership. Let's add another to the total for Austrian Jet fan, who now ties Travis Breheim for second place with 71 gifted memberships, baby. So, wow, we have everybody is cooking here. Absolutely cooking with some beautiful hot gas. All right, let's go to the next one here. Travis Breheim again jumping in here. I want, and every time we get a YouTube super chat here on the channel, let's hear from your granddaughter, Zariah Livett.
Wow.
I won $1,200 on a $30 parlay on the Monday Night Football game. So sharing the winnings, Travis Breheim. God bless America, baby. Okay, it's a new year for all of us happening here on the channel. So beautiful. Thank you so much, Travis. And we'll add this to your total. That is 3 more memberships to your pile, Travis. That puts you at 74 memberships so far this month, which just puts you one behind Jimmy Jets, baby, who is currently in first place. So again, 75 gifted memberships for Jimmy Jets. Travis Breheim at 74, number one Austrian Jet fan currently at 71. And thank you so much for the $10 super chat, my friend. Beautiful. Happening here on the channel. And look at Jake Asman, baby, the legend himself, Jakey. Okie dokie. By the way, shout out to Jake Asman, who did the amazing interview with Rex Ryan, and his interview with Rex Ryan went viral because Rex Ryan told Jake Asman that he fully expects to interview for the Jets head coaching position after the season's over. Jakey got a shout out from Ian Rappaport of the NFL Network. I mean, good Lord have mercy. Jake Asman, baby, superstar, gracing us with his presence here on Boy Green Gosh Darn Daily, baby. It's awesome to see. That membership from Jakey went to Brandon L. as part of the Boy Green Coffee Club, and Jake has 11 gifted memberships so far this month. Remember, he gifted 10 memberships this month so he could banish our boy Alan to the Shadow Realm. He did that here on the channel. So, hey, I like the motivation for all the sharing here from Jake Asman. Again, salute to the Jake Asman Show, baby, and everything he's been able to do. And look at this. Jimmy Jet said, you guys are getting a little too close for comfort here on the membership gifting. Good Lord, have mercy on my soul, baby. Jimmy Jets, baby, is back in the mix as the number one gifter. He has 80 gifted memberships so far this month. It is getting wild in the streets of Boy Green Coffee Club gifting happening here. Here are the 5 new members to the Boy Green Coffee Club. That is Ron P., Joe Price, Kevin Callahan, and Bobby Cruz and Patty Grimes, all now members to the Boy Green Coffee Club. Shout out to Jimmy Jets, who again is in first place, sole possession at this point as well. And look at this. Number one Austrian Jet fan back in the mix. Good Lord, there's just raining all over the place, Pop.
Truly crazy this morning. And that was G-Star.
Okay, G-Star. There you go, Pop. You get involved in some of this announcing. My voice is getting tired. Good Lord. Okay, whoa. How about this? MFC with a gifted membership, baby. Pop.
And that is Gary Kleisler.
Okay, Gary Kleisler. Good to have you, pal. Let's add up all these to the total so we don't lose anyone's place, excuse me. It's 26 gifted memberships for our boy MFC here on the channel. We love to see it. And let's put another one in for Austrian Jet Fan, who is now at 72 gifted memberships here on the channel. Good Lord, that was a rush. And keep them coming, baby. Like I said, every gifted membership gets you a raffle ticket, or for people who can't gift memberships, I understand there's some phone issues. Super chats translate over the same. You saw Travis Breheim throw that in there. Just note that they have to be the same price as membership, so per raffle ticket. It's $2.99 per raffle ticket, so factor that into your super chats that are coming in, so it's fair, even, Steven for everybody. Go ahead, Bob.
By the way, that last clip of you and Woody doing the Jets chant, was that video taken by the blimp circling the stadium? Because we were high.
Yeah, we were quite high. Yeah. We were knocking on the back door there. We're watching with God.
Yes, we could touch the roof from our seats.
Which we can. Now, let's get back into the theme of the show here. And this one, I'm going to be honest, we could have done a show on this very topic yesterday. It's still on Haason Reddick. And here was the thing. This confirmed to all of us, Pop, that Jeff Ulbrich is not fit to be a head coach. You could have determined that probably with the statistics that are out there. The Jets have only won 2 games under Jeff Ulbrich's leadership since taking over. But, boy, he said a lot of stupid-ass things at his press conference, just to put it bluntly, including when he was asked about Haason Reddick, and the question was, hey, coach, Haason Reddick has half a sack. How is that humanly possible? He had 4 straight seasons of at least 11 sacks. He shows up to the Jets, and all of a sudden, bingo, bango, bongo, he lost the power to rush the passer, and Jeff Ulbrich gave an interesting answer.
When you look at Haason Reddick's numbers, it's shocking. It's almost invisible. How do you explain that? He's played 9 games. He's got a half a sack, 340-something snaps. I mean, he literally has 2 quarterback hits. If this was a guy that's got 50-plus sacks in 4 years, what's happened with him?
First of all, I think he'd tell you that he wishes he had more production and had a bigger impact on our team and our defense. And saying that at the same time, could I have helped him with calls? There is absolutely no doubt. And there was an element of getting accustomed to what we do, and didn't obviously have a training camp to do that and a preseason to get that accomplished. So we were a little behind from the jump. The one thing that I can say about Haason with 100% certainty, and I feel just so honored to have coached him and been around him, is this guy is willing to do whatever it takes. He's one of the most unselfish players I've been around, and you just never know what you're going to get when you get guys of his caliber, and sometimes they can be selfish in some ways, and there's none of that to this man, and he's done a great job to really putting his arm around our younger guys too, and helping them with their progress and their development. So although the production's not there, Haason has provided a ton for our team and our defense.
Let's go through every piece of this. First off, again, I want to make this very clear. Jeff Ulbrich was asked a direct question. Haason Reddick's been insanely productive over the last 4 years. Over those 4 years, not including this season, Haason Reddick is the fourth most productive pass rusher in the National Football League with all the names we've all heard of. Miles Garrett, TJ Watt, all these guys. Over the last 4 years, not including this season, 50.5 sacks for Haason Reddick. Again, that's fourth most in the National Football League of any individual player over that span. So, insanely productive guy. Comes to the Jets. He has half a sack during his time with the Jets. They're asked, like, geez, how is this possible? He's, like, invisible out there, and he only has 2 quarterback hits the whole year. So it's not even like he's gotten close a lot, and then it's just resulted in some funky stuff. Will McDonald is a good example. The last couple of weeks, he's still been stuck at that 10-sack number that he's been at, but he's either had multiple sacks that have been taken away by penalty, or he's been like a half a second away and he's been held is the reason why sacks haven't happened. Anywho, Ulbrich's asked, whoa, so what's going on with Haason Reddick? And the words out of Ulbrich's mouth are excuses, excuses, excuses. He said, well, he came mid-season, so he didn't have a training camp. My calls could have been better. I should have put him in a better position, or else he could have had these more sacks and this, that, and the other. So a lot of excuses. But I want to make this perfectly clear that I get Ulbrich's position that he can't just trash a player publicly of saying, like, oh, man, Haason Reddick freaking sucks. I mean, we regret this trade like nobody's business. But you don't have to go to the opposite extreme, which is what Ulbrich has done, saying not only is Haason Reddick not getting the production we talked about, but he's one of the most unselfish players I've ever been around. That's a ridiculous thing to say. He's perhaps the most selfish player we've ever been around. He skipped half the season. He sabotaged the Jets season. When he arrived, the Jets were forced to trade away JFM because they couldn't afford him anymore. I mean, he is if you looked up, let me flip through the Merriam-Webster dictionary. Oh, selfish. There's a big fat picture of Haason Reddick, for God's sakes. So there's that in there, the selfishness, you know what? I know he hasn't brought a lot in the production department, but boy, he's brought a lot to the team. He's taken some of these youngsters under his wing. I mean, this guy's a crook. He stole from the Jets. He held them at gunpoint. It's one of the worst trades ever. And it's not all the Jets' fault because Haason Reddick and this sabotage. I don't know who could have possibly seen all this coming, but it's still a terrible, terrible trade. And it just proves that Ulbrich is an idiot. He can't speak to the media. There's multiple quotes that are just as bad as this, with his Michael Clemens quote. Michael Clemens' dad, I'm sure you saw the game with the Jets-Bills, and Clemens jumps on the pile late. It's an automatic unnecessary roughness penalty. And, Ulbrich's asked about that. And he says, Clemens embodies everyone we want to be on this team. He's the ideal guy. So Ulbrich, long story short, has just said a bunch of dumb stuff, but that one perhaps the most dumb, and so tone deaf on Haason Reddick and how he's perceived, among the fan base.
Among the fan base? He's literally, if you look at defensive lineman stats, he's ranked 183rd out of 205 defensive linemen for his pass rush ability. And some of those people I think are dead that are beneath him. Maybe a few that are above him. And it's just like, what are you doing? Like in some scenarios, you have to put a team on the field. But this one, there's money you don't have to pay him when he's not playing well. So why would you do it? And by the way, somebody's job should be to pay it to, hey, just so you know, if this snapperhead gets above 50% playing time, we're going to have to dish out a few extra $1 million. No one's looking. No one's paying attention, right? I don't know what he's doing when he's on the field, right? Every time you see him, he's 20 yards away from the play, and what he did was people get into shape in training camp. When he did not show up for training camp, you show up in the middle of the season, you get yourself back in shape. They call it football shape, depending on what your injury is. You're on the treadmill, which is different than being on the field, right? But in the middle of the season, he's not going to get in shape. He didn't show up in shape. He's not going. There's nothing that you do in day-to-day practices that are so regulated by the CBA that literally, if you're not in shape, you're never going to be in shape, and that's what they're suffering. Right? One of his key skills is his speed, and it's not there.
Well, Dad, you said he's not in shape. Round is a shape.
Yes, that's true. But yeah, I mean, Ulbrich went to the Sala. Sala said some stupid stuff in his time, and this is who Ulbrich learned from at the podium.
Sure.
Right? You don't trash a player. You're like, you could just say the facts, right? Haason Reddick is not getting the production that we expected to from him. And then you could throw,
right, he's working to try to improve that or something.
But right,
that's it.
But I mean, it sounds like we're talking like about a 7-year-old. Well, he really would like to do better. Well, so would my mom.
It's just it's been a cavalcade again. I understand the price. People may not put this among the worst trades in Jets history because it was a third-round pick in 2 years that could become a second, that won't become a second for all the reasons that we talked about. So, some people won't put in that category. But if you think about all the ripple effects, Joe Douglas destroying this defensive line in the offseason, letting certain guys go like Quentin Jefferson, JFM by virtue of the Haason Reddick addition. There's a couple of guys that have been really good. Quentin Williams has been really good. Will McDonald's been really good. Jermaine Judge was really good prior, unfortunately, to a season-ending injury. So there's been a few guys on the defensive line that you can highlight and go, hey, look at those guys. But the group is a 10, 11-plus player unit, and 3 or 4 really good ones and everyone else sucking is not good enough for what's happening here.
Yeah, I would just say, and, sometimes I've been accused of never admitting that I was wrong. But I will tell you, I will go back to what I said.
Okay.
And then I will explain, why I said that Haason Reddick, the Haason Reddick of the past 4 years, I said it, that with playing beside the defensive players on the Jets, that he could have been a candidate for defensive player of the year. I said that.
Ooh.
And they could lead the NFL in sacks. I said those things. That's true. I said them. What had never occurred to me, so realize what, I don't know what we'll call him, snapperhead from now on, realize what he did, right? In someone that he ended up getting like this weird deal from the Jets, restructured deal. But literally this guy is his next job is loading trucks at the Home Depot, right? He's forced himself that he's not going to have a job next year. Not showing him up in shape never occurred to me, right? And because essentially what drives his engine, what fuels the tank, what's got the production that he's had over the past 4 or 5 years that's put him in the top echelon of pass rushers is that speed. It never occurred to me that his future didn't matter. And maybe this was the finish line. I just need to get this $9.5 million and then I'm done. And then it didn't matter because, but I did say he was going to play well. And I would tell you, if you look at what Will McDonald has done, he's fulfilled what I thought could happen with a healthy, slender, engaged Haason Reddick.
Yeah, and we see this from FL Phil 98, and you're not the only one. Again, as my father just said, I have to admit being dead wrong on this one. So this was bad. Again, it's one of the worst trades the Jets have ever done. But think about this, FL Phil 98 and others who are Jet fans that are all watching this. We've got 300-plus people in the room. Like the video, hit subscribe, baby. It's a free way everyone can contribute. And we'll explain how, in other ways, you can contribute in a second. The Jets could have paid him the bag this offseason, which is what he wanted. After the trade, they could have immediately given him like a 3-year deal for $90 million with much of that guaranteed, and the Jets would be in a shithole if this is the version they were going to get anyway. And Haason Reddick was really doing it for that final bag, get paid, and he'll go, F you guys. But this is why the Jets didn't do it. They wanted him to prove himself in their environment and prove that he was capable of doing it. And obviously, he refused to be able to do so, and we know why, because it sounds like he's not. So Haason Reddick, this was his final opportunity at the big deal. He was 29 when the Jets traded for him. He turned 30 a few weeks into the season. He still wasn't with the Jets at that time. And now he's going to be turning 31 at the beginning of the next season. What's he going to play for, the veteran minimum? What team is going to give him this crazy bag that he's seeking? So he's got to take another prove-it deal for far less money. Maybe he gets back to the Haason Reddick that he used to be. And then who's going to pay a 31-year-old who is soon to be 32 in 2026 that crazy bag? And I imagine the list is very small because once someone like shows a just a little glimpse of snapping, you're like, whoa, what happened there? That's forever going to be in the mind of what that person did. So What an epic disaster of wild proportions here. Let me give a quick shout out to a Nightshade_Jones saying maybe I'll get one of these memberships today. For everyone that's gifting memberships, there's a very easy way for you, like Nightshade Jones, to join the Boy Green Coffee Club. It's in the YouTube description down below. It says join the Boy Green Coffee Club here. It's only $2.99 a month. If you do that, you also get a raffle ticket if you buy your own membership as opposed to gifting. So go ahead and put a raffle ticket in the mix. I suggest to everyone today, by the time, again, this raffle that we're doing right now closes at 12:15, why not give yourself a ticket and a chance? Because if you have one ticket, you could win. Obviously, the people that have gifted the most here, like Jimmy Jets with 80 gifted memberships, has a pretty good chance of not only winning the custom emoji contest, but with the most amount of raffle tickets, that gives him a really good chance to win the raffle as well. No guarantee because it's going to be random. But I suggest to everybody, if you want to be a part of this community even further and you have the financial means to do so, I try to make it incredibly cheap for the people, $2.99. We're trying to build the family on Discord. People, what are you waiting for? Join today. It's a new year, new possibilities, baby, including joining the Boy Green Coffee Club for only $2.99 a month, baby. And all the perks you get, it's the best $2.99 you're ever going to spend. It's absolutely terrific. All right, look at this. We got MFC with another gifted membership, baby.
Andrew Brunswick, welcome to the Coffee Club.
There you go. We now have 27 gifted memberships for our boy MFC mother_effing_chew, who just got another gifted membership and obviously is well in the contest for our next emoji baby as well, which we appreciate. Salute to our guy MFC baby. Thanks for spreading the love. We really appreciate you. Thank you so much.
And the salute segues right to Boy Green's new hat, a gift from his mom.
Which I appreciate that. Thanks, Mom. Thanks, Dad. Coming here for Christmas. We're getting the holiday spirit. It's absolutely terrific. And yes, Hep, that's a good question as well for people that are involved in the raffle. But thank you. It won't be coming out of this hat. Or you pick it from a hat or a computer. We will be doing it from a computer. And we will try to do it live here on the show for everybody. So stay tuned. We'll do that at a different point. We won't do that at 12:15 because of all the things that we'll be doing it very soon this week. With all the stuff coming in live, we want to make sure we have all the raffle tickets right. We don't want to rush that process. So we'll be able to accept, again, all your submissions and memberships gifting through 12:15. So as soon as the clock turns 12:16, any of those gifted members will be a part of our next raffle. So we'll attempt to do that live, but we won't do that live today because, like I said, I don't want to rush that process and mess with anybody or get it wrong. But those are good questions, Hep. And look at Arsenal Jets, baby, gifting a 5-pack of Boy Green Coffee Club membership. Who do we got, Pop?
Crusader 1815, Mike Rotunda, John Mickle, Dabs Face, I may not have said that correctly, and Adrian Bacote.
Okay, there
Welcome
you go.
to the team.
Beautiful. And Arsenal Jets, I believe, as I have my sheet here, this is your first gifted membership so far this month. Terrific. If that is incorrect at any point, anybody please let me know because I'm trying to do my best here to make sure that is true. But I'm keeping track of everybody here. That is 5 gifted memberships. That is 5 raffle tickets. Arsenal Jets, thank you so much for your support, buddy. We appreciate it. Yes, 5-pack of memberships. We got Party with Peg and Artie. Great show, gents. Party with Peg and Artie. They already have a couple of gifted memberships and raffle tickets in the bank. We appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. And we'll be opening up the phone lines here in just a minute. So we'll have that up here as well. And Hep for Boy Green's sake, buy a dryer. Will do. Yes, the washer and dryer combination. It's on the list. We will be doing it. And Arsenal Jets said, great hat, Paul. I love to support the troops hat. So shout out to my parents, my fam. I appreciate these. And that'll be another thing happening. Hopefully in the new year, Pop is relaunching our, in a new way, our, a Wounded Warrior project and rallying money for some great causes. So guys, stay tuned for that in 2025. I'm looking forward to that as well. And a lot of people have been asking, yes, we will be doing, no game locked in yet, but we will be putting a game together and a tailgate where we can all come together, as many Boy Green Coffee Club members as well. And that's another reason to be signed up to the Discord, because we'll be talking with you guys, because we'll know the opponents after the Jets play the Dolphins. We'll know all the opponents the Jets are playing. We won't know the order of the opponents, of course, until May when the schedule releases. We're going to work with you guys to pick a good game, get everybody together, and hopefully celebrate in a really awesome and cool way. Go ahead, Pop.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, one of the games that is likely, it is a 50-50 shot, is going to be the Cowboys coming to MetLife Stadium.
Really?
That is a fact. Okay. Yes, that'll be determined tomorrow. It's either, frankly, the Patriots or the Jets, based on however the weird calculations shake themselves out. But yes, I did read that this morning, and maybe that would be one that we would ponder. I would think we'll get input from everybody. I think we'll target like an early game potentially, an early game of the season before we're freezing. We will not be able to touch the roof in this game. We're going to figure out how to perhaps get some better seats.
Yes, and I believe I didn't see this Cowboys thing until you just said it, but I believe it would be the Jets and Cowboys finishing in the same place in the same division. So the Cowboys are locked into third place in the NFC East. They can't move from that. The Jets, because of them and the Patriots, the Jets would have to lose and the Patriots would have to win to even make it a conversation, which seems unlikely. So it looks like that Jets-Cowboys thing could be happening, Pops, and maybe that'll be the game. And what would Pop wear to that game? Muy interesante. Perhaps we'll question that at a different point. FL Phil 98, baby, with a Boy Great Comic Club. What do we got, Pop?
KMR Junior 6.
There we are. Another one to the Army. Absolutely brilliant. That is beautiful here from our guy, FL Phil 98, with 32 gifted memberships so far this month. We appreciate you, Philium. Thank you for spreading some gospel, and we'll play your song because we have to play it because it's a new year. We'll get to that in a second before we get to the phone calls. We got a YouTube Super Chat coming through. Every time we get a YouTube Super Chat, what happens, Pop?
Wow.
We got Swamp Ranger here. Happy New Year, BG and Pop. Dater, I'm not sure. Last night's game, I'm fully on board with a pathetic season in 2025 for getting either Nussmeier or Drew Aller. And by the way, keep an eye on this. We talked about this on the show this week. See, Boy Green, always thinking ahead. Drew Aller, the Penn State quarterback, had sourcing, or the NFL insiders had sourcing through him, that he would be returning to Penn State next year. But I told you that it could be March Madness style, right? That Drew Aller performs well in the college football playoff. And he goes, whoa, I know I said I was coming back to school, but the stock is hot. It's a weak quarterback class. Screw it. I'm going to the draft this year. So keep an eye out for that. Even though it's been reported that Drew Aller is returning back to school, there's a chance that Drew Aller says, F this, I'm going into the 2025 NFL draft. So Jet fans, keep an eye out for that. There's also the Arch Manning stuff and everything else, Swamp Ranger. It's supposed to be a rich quarterback class, but keep an eye out for that. Again, I'm telling you, if Drew Aller performs very well, it's sort of like what happens in the March Madness tournament. You get in, and here's a perfect example. It's a Syracuse example, so I don't know how many people are going to remember this reference, but Malachi Richardson, he went on this run with Syracuse. They have this epic comeback against Virginia in the Sweet 16, and Malachi goes, I'm going into the draft. Ends up being a first-round draft choice in the NBA draft. So you never know. That same thing could happen to Drew Aller. And Swamp Ranger, we'll put this down for your raffle ticket action. I do believe this is your first contributions to our raffle, so we appreciate you. So Swamp Ranger, thank you so much, my friend, and we appreciate it. Beautiful.
Thank you very much.
Okay, let's go back up here, make sure we didn't miss any of the extra comments here. So why don't we do this first, Pop, and then we'll open up the phone lines here. It is a new year. It's a new opportunity. It's January 1st. And FL Phil 98 is incredibly talented. Really, all of our listeners have, and so many others that have contributed to this show before. But FL Phil 98 wrote a song and sang it and did everything and put it all together about next year. And what better time to play that song than right now? So let's go to it. This was a song from FL Phil 98 that he sent in about next year. And you know what, Dad? I have a feeling that 2025 is going to be the Jets' year, and I'm sure I've never said that before.
Well, we're sitting here where we've been sitting before, wondering why we keep taking more. And if you know why, won't you please share the reason with me? We start every season full of anticipation, hoping it don't end in frustration, but the football gods just won't ever let us be. We are the fans of a team called the New York Jets, and being one of them leaves you full of regret, and we ain't been happy since we won frickin' Super Bowl III. We need change. Now that folks have been fired, we need change. Someone to get us inspired, and pray they'll turn it around just as quick as can be. So here's to next year, let's believe we can win. Here's to next year, start all over again. Let's keep smiling, 'cause you know there's always next year. Yeah, keep on smiling, 'cause you know there's always next year.
Philium, wiser words have never been spoken. Next year could certainly be the year for the New York Jets.
This year, you mean? Don't already say next year yet. It's a little early for that.
Okay, well, let me fix the FFO song to this year. But anywho, it's neither here nor there. Without further ado, Pop, are you ready for some phone calls?
Absolutely.
All right, Hep, play it.
Boy Green daily, boy Green daily, boy Green daily. Talking just football, man. Boy Green daily, boy Green daily, boy Green daily. The New York Jets Football Club. Wow. Offense, defense, special teams. Watch the Super Bowl season with Boy Green. J-E-T-S. Jets. Boy Green daily, boy Green daily, boy Green daily. You're talking Jets football, man. Boy Green daily, boy Green daily, boy Green daily. The New York Jets Football Club. Wow. Offense, defense, special teams. Watch the Super Bowl season with Boy Green. J-E-T-S. Jets.
Here we go, Hep Baby, getting it going. The phone lines are now open. That is the pinned comment on youtube.com/boygreen25. If you'd like to call into the program, that's the way to do so. We've got 400 people in the room. Like the video, hit subscribe, spread the gospel of all things Boy Green Daily if you'd like to call into the program. Again, if you're watching on the Heavy on Jets Facebook page, we appreciate it. Shout out to my employer, Heavy on Jets, for supporting the show all these many months. We appreciate it. And it's also live on Twitter at BoyGreen25. You guys can call in and share any of your thoughts on a variety of things. And MFC, a lot of people loving the hat. It is a Christmas gift. When I came into the room, this is my dad's office, the hat was just sitting here. I'm like, what? Hey, who? What? And there you go. Booyah. And take off the stickers and slap it right on the dome. So, yeah, it might be hard to see with the camera, but to support the troops, you can see the camo there. Again, it's a very important cause. My dad, thank you for his service, 20 years in the United States Navy. My brother was in the Marines. My whole family, there's just military blood flowing through all of our veins there. Super important to me. It always has been, and it's absolutely terrific. So, yeah, shout out to my parents for getting me the hat, and absolutely. I can't have enough hats. It's absolutely terrific. Especially support the troops hat. So, yes, everyone sending in the thank you, Pops, for your service. As you can see with he's got his own support the troops hat on. I think I've seen that one before. There you are. All right, let's do it. Let's hop on over to the phone lines. Again, that is youtube.com/boygreen25. Happy New Year. And again, all the information in the scrolling ticker for you guys to join our raffle giveaway, which you have another 4 hours to do, people. So take full advantage. Again, every gifted membership or money equivalent. Again, PayPal, Venmo, that's at boygreen25 at both. Just put a note in there if you do send your money that way. Hey, Paul, this is for the contest, blee, blah, blue, or whatever is going on. All right, let's jump over to the phone line. You got a boy, Ricky, New York, live, baby.
Hey, how's it going, Paul?
Hey, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you. Hope you guys are doing well. And, as this year winds down and, we talk more and more about the coaching search. A bunch of people are talking about the draft. I was wondering, Paul, you don't have to do it today, but at some point, I'm wondering, could you put up a poll for me to ask the chat, ask your viewers, if you could only keep one, who would it be? Garrett or Sauce? I think I know pretty much what the overwhelming answer is going to be there. But I've been debating back and forth with a bunch of people, some of the other content creators, about potential draft picks. And I get so much pushback when I say that we should draft a corner. But we have both DJ Reed and Eccles leaving, or potentially leaving. Reed is gone. Eccles very well could be gone. The other thing is we don't know who our next coach and coordinator is going to be. What if we get a coach and a coordinator who wants to play straight up man all the time and not play zone, and suddenly Sauce isn't as good a fit?
Well, I'll just say this real quick, Ricky. We've just put that poll up now on YouTube. So if you could only keep one Jets player, Sauce Gardner or Garrett Wilson, who would you pick and why? Make sure you guys put that on there. My gut would be that people are going to say Garrett. We'll see if that is indeed the case. But the thing that they championed, we'll see if it's really true, Ricky, is coming out of college that Sauce had the ability to play zone and man. Obviously, in the NFL, his greatest successes have actually come with zone as opposed to man. So I'll be curious if we get some. Again, to your point, there's a lot of questions we don't know. Are we having a 3-4 defense? Are we having a 4-3? Are we playing predominantly man? Are we playing predominantly zone? There's going to be so many of these questions that are underneath the surface. People don't think about initially when people are hired, and we're going to go, wait, what does that mean for all of these guys? I think that's going to be fascinating.
Yeah, I would say that. Yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Ricky.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, I would say, if you even took it away, the cornerback, wide receiver, and you say they were similar skill sets for their positions, right? The wide receiver in today's NFL is much more valuable than the cornerback. And you can just look at the pay ranges, the pay scales, right? What's the highest rank? What's the highest paid wide receiver? What's the highest paid corner? It's not even close, right? And then you go into the talent and what they're bringing to the table this year and people aren't talking about. The big issue with Garrett Wilson is his relationship with Aaron Rodgers and being on the island, not the good islands of Revis, but the bad island of Aaron Rodgers Islands.
Yeah, and the only thing I would add here is that if we're being honest, Garrett in his career has been more consistent. His line in the sand has been here. Sauce has had higher highs, the first-team All-Pro quarterback. Garrett has not touched any of that, or quite frankly, been near. He has not been in the Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson. Again, I'm not saying whether or not you have to blame him for it, but it's just the honest truth. He hasn't had double-digit touchdowns. He hasn't had 1,500 yards. But Sauce has seen the top of the top through 2 of his 3 years in the league. That's another part of the evaluation process. Currently, Garrett Wilson is crushing it as expected in the poll as it is, but that's another factor to consider. Again, Sauce has had the highest of the highs, but Garrett's been far more consistent 3 years in.
Right. And me personally, I'll take consistency any day of the week. I want that guy that's going to be there game in and game out. And I'm just thinking to myself is, say we go to this draft, we take a corner like I want. That replaces, Reed / Eccles. And then it also gives you the ability to later move on from Sauce if you want to. And in the meantime, you got what? Maybe the best corner tandem in the league, while you're waiting on that. So I just think it would make too much sense. And, at the end of the day, like I always said, Garrett's going to get like that Amon-Ra, St. Brown type deal, around $30 million a year. We all know Sauce and the way that he talks, even when he has a shit game, he comes out and he's like, oh, well, somebody else might have given up a pass, but I personally didn't, bullshit. I guarantee you when it comes time for Sauce to re-sign, he's going to want to break the bank. He's going to want to reset the corner market. And not that he's not a good player. I just don't know if I would pay him that. And at the end of the day, you're not going to be able to pay both of these guys. So it's going to come down to one or the other eventually. And I'm just saying, I think that we're in a prime position to replace, possibly get ready to move on from Sauce. And after what he showed this last year, I mean, you know what? In a perfect world, he goes out there and just completely balls out and you know, rehabs his value. Maybe the team keeps him, maybe not. But if it was me, I would definitely do that. And as far as the people who, you know, the Mason Graham people that, dude, you know what? We could have Aaron Glenn come here. I'm not even going to attempt to say the kid's name and butcher it, but there's a good defensive tackle from Detroit who's a free agent. That Aaron Glenn comes, he could bring that guy right on over with him. Then that spot's already taken care of. We don't have to look at that in the draft, and you know, things can open up. At any rate, thank you for putting the poll up for me. You know, I just wanted to see for myself. I pretty much thought that Garrett would walk away, you know, the winner with ease. But I appreciate you doing that, and you know, kind of help support my argument. But hopefully we can get this thing all turned around, and this time next year we'll be talking about playoffs, not draft, and looking for other coach. Aaron, 2025, baby. Come on. Go Jets.
There we go. I appreciate the call, Ricky. And yes, hopefully to better conversations, fast forward a year from today. No question about it. I think there's a compelling case for what Ricky is saying of drafting a Will Johnson. And, you know, there's a lot of directions I could go of getting the top corner. You get him from Michigan. And you either have a really great cornerback trio where you would have the rookie, you'd have Sauce Gardner, you'd have Michael Carter II. So you have the three corners. And if Sauce play continued to spike in some way, then you already have his replacement in-house. So that's pretty compelling. There's the Mason Grahams, there's the Abdul Carters. It looks like my lean right now. We haven't had our draft analyst join us, and he'll be joining us every Monday moving forward here in the new year, which I'm looking forward to. It leans defense right now for where the Jets are possibly going to go. That would be my gut. There's a chance if Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams moves on that the Jets think about wide receiver. There's a couple of talented guys at the top of the board, but my lean right now, gun to my head, is saying I believe the Jets are going to go defense is ultimately what's going to happen here in the first round. But obviously we'll see how conversations sort of evolve from that place. Tom Eck giving a shout out to Phil Anhep songs. I love all their songs. I love how talented the Boy Green Coffee Club is. You guys are the best, and we appreciate it. Hey, real quick, Pop, we got a YouTube super chat member shout out here on the channel, and when we get those, we get a little bit of this.
Wow.
Our number one Austrian Jet fan has been a member for 3 months. We appreciate it. Thanks for the support, buddy. Just want to give a special thanks to the Coffee Club, BG, and Pop. Here we all are, baby, to kick off 2025. It's been awesome. We've got a passionate fan base that are wonderful, and they've got all kinds of wonderful takes and insights into how we can fix this team. But I think that's the commonality among all of us, Pop, is we want to fix this thing, and I think there's a lot of different paths to be able to do so.
That's right. And then it does look like the Jets are moving with urgency, which is definitely needed, and really get ahead of everybody else instead of like waiting. So it's going to be crucial the next couple of weeks. Get the new GM in there, get the head coach, vet him out, right? And I don't know if you talked about the other day or not, but right, Ron Rivera was another name that was tossed out there as a potential interview person.
Yes, not even tossed out there. Tom Pelissero of the NFL Network confirmed that that interview is supposed to be happening this week. I don't know if that. Sometimes people say this week, next week. Again, I was saying this year, next year. It could get misinterpreted. I'm not sure if that interview is supposed to happen before literally Jeff Ulbrich is gone, because the Jets have a game this week. So would he interview before literally Ulbrich's out of the building? That was unclear in the terminology of the tweet. But long story short, he appears to be the first head coaching candidate to interview with the New York Jets. So obviously he's widely respected. He was part of that Monsters of the Midway, the 85 Super Bowl team. He only played for the Bears during his career. I believe there was 84 to 92. Longtime player, multi-time head coach, both with the Carolina Panthers and the Washington football team. The Carolina Panthers, he took that team to the Super Bowl in 2015 against that Denver Broncos Colts team, and the Panthers had a chance. It would have been the first Super Bowl in franchise history. So Ron Rivera, like I said, is widely respected. There's a lot of love there. I don't know if a lot of Jet fans would love it because he is a defensive guy. He's a former linebacker in the NFL. But Connor Hughes did say that he could be a very interesting defensive coordinator candidate paired with the right head coach. That could be something else potentially to watch. I saw that we had our guy BG who is waiting on the phone lines. Unfortunately, we weren't able to get through your call, Big Green, but I believe this is your question. How do we get to pick 2? And if we do we get it to trade back? Here's the real quick explanation for Tankathon. Currently, if the draft started today, the Jets would be picking 7th overall based on strength of schedule. They're just a few shekels behind the Carolina Panthers in terms of that strength of schedule, or the Jets would be picking 6 right now. But to try to walk you through the play of how the Jets could possibly be picking number 2 overall in this draft, here is what you need, baby. Obviously, you have all these teams that are in front of the Jets. The Tennessee Titans, the Browns, the Giants, the Jaguars, Panthers, and then the Jets. Thankfully, most of these teams in front of the Jets have a worse strength of schedule. So if they have the same amount of wins, long story short, the Jets will pick ahead of them. The teams that you, if you're the Jets, need that to win are the Jaguars and maybe the Panthers. I say maybe the Panthers because the strength of schedule is so tight. There's a chance based on the Week 18 results that potentially the Jets could flip without having them to be above. But, yeah, you're rooting for the Titans, the Browns, the Giants, the Jaguars, and the Panthers. That may not seem likely, but I will note it that obviously a lot of teams are resting their starters in Week 18, which could change some of these possibilities. So long story short, there's a very viable path for the Jets get to number 2 pick, or quite frankly, still have a top 5 pick. Heading into this previous week, the Jets had a 25% chance of getting a top 5 pick. So it's still very possible based on the results of what's going to be happening.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. There's so many scenarios; it's hard to even break them down.
Of course,
of where they're at. But by the way, speaking of picks, I think it's time to update the Boy Green Coffee Club on.
Well, yeah. Before we do that, I just want to say, Amid Heyoka, the free way to contribute to the show is liking, sharing, and subscribing. So if you don't have the financial means to be able to jump into the Boy Green Coffee Club raffle, which, again, all the details down in the description, doing all of these things is the free way. And this was also my free way of delaying what my father is trying to tell you with this notebook in front of you. But go ahead, I suppose. Sure.
Yes. So we did our picks. I'm going to figure out a better way that we can keep it updated in the Discord.
Yes.
But so Boy Green's all about if there's a chance, right? He's Lloyd Christmas. Sure. So you're saying there's a chance.
Dumb and Dumber, yeah.
Yep. So if I gave Boy Green, if he got every single game correct this week.
Week 18, yeah.
Week 18. And I get every single game wrong. Mm-hmm. And I gave him double credit for every win. Mm-hmm. He would still lose the picks.
Well,
so the current total
is
176 wins
for Paul.
For Paul Esden Sr.
Or just Paul, but okay. Yeah.
Boy Green, Paul Andrew Esden Jr. At 137. And for those math whizzes out there, that's 39 picks behind or greater than 2 full weeks of every game winning. So
well, it's fair to say I missed a few weeks in there, obviously. There was a weather storm that one time where the picks were getting sent in and sort of got lost in the shuffle. Some picks were burned. There was a house fire of some kind. So there were some issues there. Yeah.
39 win gap. 39.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, anywho, let me try to avoid that. If the Jets got the 2nd overall pick, another part of BG's conversation was, do the Jets keep it or trade it? And it's right here from, who do we got here? It's James Thompson. We get the 2nd pick. It's Travis Hunter, baby, the reigning Heisman Trophy winner, baby, who could play both sides of the ball. Again, we'll see what the draft experts say. Again, I'm just some boob, but we'll see because we're going to have a draft expert on a week-to-week basis. If you can play both sides of the ball, I believe it's going to happen like your boy Deion Sanders did, Pop. You're primarily a corner that plays some offense. It could go the other way. You could be this superstar receiver, which, by the way, is a really good receiver. But to me, it's weird playing full-time receiver and then just playing some snaps at corner, like that seems odd. Playing full-time defense and some snaps of offense, it seems easier to orchestrate plays for a guy on offense than the other way around, Pop. So go ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. And that's where it is. That's where it's at. The couple plays, you bring him in, you mix up, whether it's a decoy or not a decoy, right? Deion Sanders, shutdown corner, first and foremost, punt returner, kickoff returner, wide receiver. When he did go to air quotes, the number one receiver as well as cornerback, it went badly for the Cowboys. I just wanted to say one thing.
Okay.
And then I'll put this pick book away.
Okay.
The Emoji, your lovely mother.
Sure. Let me we haven't seen that emoji in a while. Let me throw that up on the
screen.
screen.
Let's throw that up on the screen there.
Okay, cool.
A shout out to my lovely wife.
Thank you, Snowball, for creating this. It's a really cool custom emoji, which again, the number one winner of our board game contest will win their own custom emoji and get to work with Snowball to see whatever this looks like. This emoji is one of the cool ones. Okay.
Yep. Your lovely mother
all right.
beat you by 16 games in the pick contest. 16.
Well, you know what? That's my gift from me to her for this Christmas. So, Emoji, you're welcome. Wanted to make sure.
She beat you like a rented mule.
Yeah, that seems like that was the case. But anywho, we got a phone call. Let's go to Hep.
Hey, guys. Happy New Year. Hey,
Happy
Paul,
New Year.
Thank you. I'm interested about what are you doing this Sunday again? Are you going live with the show?
Yes. Oh, yes. I forgot to explain that in even further detail. So for the first time ever, why not mix it up in week 18? We're going to be doing a live watch party. So while the game is going on, obviously I don't have the right, so I can't show the game on the screen. So we'll be watching it. Hopefully everyone who's tuned in, or they're just going to be listening, I guess, to my commentary about it. But I will be watching the game. The game will be available, not on screen. And then I will be live on screen for reactions and comments, and people can call in and all that jazz. So I've had people ask about it in the past. It's something I wasn't sure if I wanted to do, but I'm like, you know what? So many people have asked for it. I can't just shame on it if I didn't try it. So I'm going to try it and see if that's something we can sort of do, maybe even moving forward, or certain games or things of that nature. So, yes, we'll be doing a live watch party, Jets Dolphins. It'll be streaming live here on all the normal channels where people can watch the game with me. Yes.
That sounds awesome. And you could call in too and talk about it.
100%. People could call and go, oh my God, did you just see that? Or whatever is going to happen. Like I said, I've never done this before, so it'll be a unique experience. But like I said, a lot of people have asked about it. And shout out to Terrence. He's the one who brought it up many months ago, and it got me thinking about it. So, we will be doing that. Jets Dolphins Week 18 live at now 4:25, that being official. We'll be live for that.
What do you think? You'll go on like 15 minutes before the game or something like that?
Yeah, I think that's true. Yeah, I won't just come on a kickoff. We'll come in like 15 minutes before. We'll mess around, talk about it, and again, get to just kind of have this unique experience of all getting to watch it together and react to it. I will say this in advance. I know some people with different apps will be ahead of different people. So I guess factor that in mind as you're watching, whether I'll be further ahead or other people will be further ahead. But hopefully we can look past any of those technical issues that'll be happening. But I hope so. I think it can be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Okay, guys, I love you. God bless, and I'll see you on the rebound.
Beautiful. Hep joining us for a Happy New Year. So that's another announcement in case you guys missed it again. Live watch party. I've never done it before. Jets, Dolphins. I'll be showing up just as Hep said, maybe 15, 20 minutes before. Maybe we'll come on at 4 o'clock as the 1 o'clock games are ending. We'll all get to watch the game together again because I don't have the NFL rights. We can't show the game on screen. I'd love to do that, but I don't have the rights to be able to do so. That streamer gets shut down faster than nobody's business. Yeah, how about this? That streamer gets shut down faster than my chances of winning that NFL pick sheet, which happened very quickly so far this season. My terrible picks in the NFL landscape. So I'm hoping you guys can check that out. Like I said, it's a unique experience. You guys could give suggestions of things you'd like to see moving forward with that watch party, if it's success or failure or what have you. But I'm very much looking forward to that. Go ahead, Pop.
Yep. No, it'll be good. And, who knows? Hop on Pop might hop on. I'll be live from the ATL on Sunday afternoon.
So beautiful. That'll be nice. Taylor Sterling asked, I see this, Papa, did you make BG do push-ups during that hat? Don't get soft on me.
Well, I wish you hadn't put that up because I was trying to say only nice things about you today. Boy Green's not really in the push-up mode anymore. He's kind of the teeter-totter mode.
By the way, number one Austrian Jet fan says, Boy Green, what is the contest standing? Which, again, all the details in the scrolling ticker. Let's reveal the updated standings as they are. Again, this is for our Boy Green custom emoji contest, and also it runs concurrently with the raffle tickets. Again, every membership that you gift or purchase for yourself, if you weren't a member before, you get a raffle ticket. The one who has the most gifted memberships will win the custom emoji. And here's the current standings. Jimmy Jets is in first place with 80 gifted memberships. We've got Travis Breheim. He is in second place with 74. Number one Austrian Jet fan, you're in third place with 72. That is the top of the leaderboard, but as we found out with Travis Breheim, who came out of nowhere with his 20 earlier today, anyone can get involved. So shout out to Flor Lillian Big D that's got 53 gifted memberships. We have Ed Vargas who's got 50. So we've got a bunch of people. Chef Kevin Gilbert has 37. So we have a bunch of people that are hanging in the contest. But the current leaderboard, like I said, is Jimmy Jets with 80. And this will go through, again, 12:15 p.m. We'll be ending when the bacon light comes on. And my father gives me the signal, the baseball signal of whatever that looks like. He'll be sending that in. But we'll be back live coming up at noon. And then we'll be talking Jets and doing the raffle. And then as soon as the clock hits 12:16, again, we have it digital here. Like, for instance, I have this one I've seen from Reese. It says 8:34. I have it digitally on the screen for that. So we'll be able to keep track of everyone that comes in digitally. And again, as soon as it turns 12:16, all of those memberships that are gifted from 12:16 and onward will be towards a different raffle contest, which, by the way, we're going to start doing more raffle contests. This won't be the only one, so I'm really excited about that. With that being said, Pop, our number one Austrian Jets fan said, okay, I want to know the updated standing so he can do this. Go ahead, Pop.
Yeah, and so just for the record, for timing, right, that came in at 8:36. So that's how we'll keep track of that. The Boy Green Gifted Coffee Club members are Tom Eck, Kevin Lukey, Chris Havern, Gary Bauer, and Ethan Hunt.
There you go.
Ethan Hunt.
That is now 77 gifted memberships for our number one Austrian Jet fan. He is now in sole possession of second place, only behind Jimmy Jets, who again is 3 memberships ahead for the tie, 4 memberships ahead for the lead. He has 80. Austrian Jet fan, you're at 77. So keep that in mind, baby, as we're doing this thing down to the nitty gritty. And look, I see Chef Kevin Gilbert. He's kind of hanging around. He hasn't said anything yet, but he's hanging around there. As someone that might be getting involved in the contest. And look at Jimmy Jets. He is awoken, baby, with another 5-pack combination. Jimmy Jets has now jumped into even a further lead. He now has 85 gifted memberships so far, which, again, the updated leaderboard. Jimmy Jets, 85. Number one Austrian Jet fan, 77. Travis Breheim, 74. That is the top of our leaderboard. But as we've said, anyone can get in the mix. Pop, where did Jimmy Jets gift his Oprah Winfrey memberships?
Yes, it's Stu Lowy. It is Gregory Bolin.
Okay.
Joe Mick, Emmanuel Baz, and Quantz.
Okay, beautiful. I love the conviction on which you're reading these names, Pop. Wonderful. Jimmy Jets gifting another 5-pack of memberships, baby, to the Boy Green Gosh Darn Coffee Club. It is terrific, and I love all the support everyone's been giving each other. And welcome, Tomek, who's been very active in the chat today. Happy New Year to all the Boy Green Coffee Club members and listeners. Tomek, it's great to have you as part of the family, baby. So salute to you, my good sir, and welcome to the family, baby. This is a great community of New York Jet fans. Again, to repeat for people that are new, again, we have almost 500 people in the room. We're live every single day at 7:30 in the morning for Christmas, New Year's, doesn't matter what the holiday is. We're always live here at 7:30 in the morning. Plus, there are always bonus shows. Boy Green Meets Woody is a show I do with James Woody every Tuesday and Thursday at 3 o'clock. And even if I'm not on, the show goes on. He did Boy Green Meets Woody yesterday with the beautiful and talented and so many others. Abby joining Woody yesterday on the show. And we'll see if we can join Woody for the Thursday 3 o'clock show. TBD. Either way, there will be a show coming up then. Again, we're going to have the watch party on Sunday for Jets Dolphins. That'll be live at 4-ish for the Jets Dolphins game on Sunday. We'll have the Boy Green Daily that morning at 7:30, and we're going to have the post-game show after that. So good Lord have mercy. There's going to be a lot going on, Pop.
All right. I think we should run over to the poll.
Okay, yes.
And not the one from that your high school girlfriend used to climb on.
Hey now.
Hey now. All right. It looks it looks as close as our NFL picks. Garrett Wilson, 87%. Sauce Gardner has about as much chance of winning this as he does of tackling someone at 13.
I will say this. Easy mentioned this earlier. The comments lost, unfortunately. We've gotten too many comments, and which I appreciate. Thank you so much for engaging with the show. I don't, and Ricky didn't say, I don't think so, so I don't want to put words in his mouth or not, but I don't think he said it's going to be one or the other. He might have. What I'm saying is I don't think it has to be one or the other. I think you could easily, if you were going to, and I don't think you have to, I think you could pay top of the market value to Garrett Wilson, and you could pay top of the market value to Sauce Gardner. Look at our guy over here of the Dallas Cowboys. Dak Prescott reset the quarterback market at $60 million per year. CeeDee Lamb didn't quite reset the market. I think either tied or was just under Justin Jefferson at like $34 million per year. So he was high in the ballpark. You can afford everyone, relatively speaking. The market continues to increase. So the cap is going to continue to get bigger. Now, here's the thing. I said if you had to give them market resetting deals, you could. I don't think you have to. Obviously, Sauce is coming off a rough year. I'd be curious if he approaches this new regime because there's going to be a new head coach and GM hire. Is he going to come in and slam his hand on the table? I want to get paid. And if he does, he doesn't have a strong case to be the highest paid corner in football. So maybe the Jets get him on a deal instead of resetting it at $25 million per year, which would be the new number one corner money. Right now it's around 24.2. I believe that's PS2. Patrick Surtain, the second over there in Denver land. So if you can get Sauce for the multi-year deal around the 20 range, you're kind of getting a good deal because I think Sauce is going to bounce back. Garrett, I don't think he's going to reset the market of CeeDee Lamb and Justin Jefferson, the 35-34. I agree with Ricky. I think he's going to be around Amon-Ra money, which is hovering somewhere between 28 and 30 mil per year. And both of those you can afford. The cap is getting bigger. The Jets are having the first world problem we all wish they would have, which is you draft talent that's pretty good, you develop talent, and then you sustain and maintain the talent by keeping it and re-signing it. The Jets haven't had to do that over the last couple of years because they've sucked at the draft, so there's been no one to pay. Now they got their first world problem of, whoa, now we got people to pay. Maybe Sauce. Jermaine Johnson's around the corner, but he's coming off the Achilles. What's going to happen there? Brees Hall, is he someone that gets paid or is he someone that gets let's go? There's a lot of big questions coming up from the New York Jets, but I would say I don't think you have to pick one or the other. We're doing it for the sake of the poll, and shout out to Ricky for his conversation piece, but I think you can keep both.
Yeah, I think you definitely keep both. I think the future for the Jets is a bridging quarterback, and the bridge, do you even need the bridging quarterback? There are quarterbacks that are drafted this year that are playing well. Jaden Daniels for the I keep forgetting the
Washington
name.
Commanders.
Yeah, whatever their name is. But anyways, and I think we're going to be talking about them in the next couple of days of some of the interesting prospects in the draft that you won't have to be at the top of the draft to get that can bring a lot of value. And with that, you have the 49ers model of the Brock Purdy quarterback, long-term rookie deal or a rookie deal. It leaves you the leverage and the money to re-sign these players. So you definitely don't have to get rid of both of them. You have to be intelligent about it and give them their fair market value, which may give people a lot of sense of butthurt, specifically Sauce.
Well, speaking of that, here's the part that's going to be complicated. There's going to be a GM and a head coach that are hired. Who do you pay first? Because you can't pay them all at the same time. That's not feasible. It's not feasible that this offseason they go, Jermaine, here's record-setting money. Here's Garrett record-setting. Sauce Gardner, Brees Hall. It's not. So how do you pay? How do you determine who you have to pay first? When do you have to pay them? And then, to your point, the butthurt possibilities, right? Let's say Garrett gets his bag. It's also like, whoa, where's my bag? So they're going to have to orchestrate the politics that's involved with a football team of who's getting paid when and explaining to each of them, hey, this is how we're going to do it. And I think being ahead of things, like Speaker was saying, hey, here's kind of our plan. We plan on paying Garrett first this. We want to do this. We have to kind of structure it this way. I think kind of being open about that process is going to help these guys understanding. If there's zero communication from the new brass coming in, that's where I think things can get lost. So there's a potential for some toxic nature here if certain guys are getting paid and not. Again, your boy Micah Parsons over there in Dallas land, he potentially wants to take less. He wants to keep the team together. You need people with that same common mentality all together. If not everyone has that mentality, then the whole house of cards could fall.
Yeah, and I think you have to treat the salary cap situation and paying these players like you treat eating breakfast, right? So let me explain.
Please. Yeah.
Right. So you got the stuff on the plate.
All right.
And so you eat the stuff you want first most, because you can only eat so much. Even you. But anyways, you can only eat so much.
Okay.
And so you got to eat the stuff you need the most first. I need the most is all relative, right? So you eat that stuff first.
Okay.
And then as you matriculate around, okay, there's a couple eggs left on the plate. And maybe those eggs are Sauce Gardner. Maybe there's somebody else, but you got to go after the most valuable or the most delicious food first. Get Garrett Wilson taken care of first.
Absolutely.
And then the rest of it sorts itself out, whatever it looks like. But the fact is, your players need to recognize their value. And that's the hard part. There's the showstopper. There's the fly in the ointment, Hans, if you will. Die Hard is a Christmas movie. But that is the problem, right? Does Sauce Gardner have a realistic view of his value? Does Breece Hall have a realistic view of his value? And it's not that the Jets don't like him. It's not that they haven't brought a lot to the table. You only have so much money to go around, and if you overpay, you're gonna pay for it.
And I want to start this off where I'm not rooting for injury, but I think what MFC says here is accurate. Jermaine Johnson's injury gives the Jets the luxury of kind of organizing these pieces. So, for instance, Jermaine Johnson's coming off of 20 kills at the beginning of the season. He ain't getting paid this offseason. Spoiler alert. So you can put him in his own pocket. Jermaine, kick that can down the road. Great. Now we're talking about the big three from the 2022 class. Okay? You have Sauce Gardner, who's coming off his worst year as a pro. I'm curious, do the Jets turn around and give him money, or does he want to get money? That one probably gets kicked down the road. So we're going to put that on the side. So Sauce probably isn't going to get paid this offseason because of how everything transpired. Now we're down to two, Garrett Wilson and Breece Hall. Breece Hall, for a lot of reasons, did not have the year he was hoping. That's another one where he's probably going to want his bag because it's a running back, and that's a different conversation. So we're almost putting him aside. I think it's kind of obvious who to pay for. It's Garrett freaking Wilson. He's the one that has the potential unrest here, or however you want to label it. He's been a historic player from an NFL perspective. We mentioned it. He's only the fifth player in NFL history to record at least 80 catches and over 1,000 yards in his first 5 seasons. There's some elite receivers that are in that ballpark. That includes Garrett Wilson, part of that group. And then Jets history. He's the first Jets receiver ever to start his career with 3 straight 1,000-yard seasons. And he's the first Jets receiver since George Sauer in the mid-'60s that has strung together at any point in their careers 3 straight 1,000-yard seasons. Garrett Wilson, George Sauer, over the last 50-some-odd years for the New York Jets. That's pretty good. So he's breaking team records. He's breaking NFL records. He's doing everything. So I think, to me, it's very clear when the new GM is hired, one of the first easy moves that the Jets can make that will win the Jets' favor, will win this new GM favor, will satisfy Garrett Wilson, because I don't think Garrett Wilson's going – if he can have a record-setting deal, and he certainly will, if he gets the deal that Amon Ra got, that Ricky has suggested a few times, that would be the largest contract in Jets history on an average per year basis, on a total value basis, and a guaranteed basis. So Garrett Wilson, I don't think is going to decline that. Players want financial security, so I believe that ultimately is what's going to happen there. So I believe Garrett Wilson gets paid first. Again, it is complicated. There's a lot of hoopla that goes on in the building of explaining that to the players. I just explained it matter-of-factly, but I'm just some guy here doing a Jets podcast. But I do believe that is the way to do it. So I think that Garrett Wilson will be paid first. All right, Papa, is that the bacon light over there in the corner?
It is a bacon light, but I think it's very important. We'll be back on at noon.
Today
at noon in roughly 3 hours and 11 minutes. Mm-hmm. And it'll be a window of opportunity for 15 minutes for people to get their last minute bids in to win the emoji, get the names in the hat of it. And we're going to probably look for to land that reveal of the raffle reveal. It won't be today, but I think we're going to land that and announce it at the show today. And then it'll be a short show this afternoon at noon. Last opportunity at when the clock strikes 12:16, we'll be cut off. We'll let people know, and we have the electronic ticker that's going to help us get there.
That's correct. And again, don't be ashamed if somehow you're trying to give memberships the last second and they come in at 12:16. They're not worthless. It's not like they don't mean anything. We will be doing another giveaway and, quite frankly, several giveaways here in the future in a lot of creative ways, which I'm excited about. So anyone that gets membership from 12/16 and onward, that's still going to count towards our next raffle, which we'll be making an announcement about here in the near future. But again, anywhere from right now, at this moment in time, live here on the show on January 1st, 2025, 8:50 in the morning, anywhere from now all the way through 12:15, you guys continue to gift memberships. That is how you get raffle tickets to our big giveaway that'll be happening this week. We'll close the box offices, we'll add up all the numbers, and we'll make sure that all you guys get an opportunity to do that.
Yep. Remember, you just need a chip in the chair to be in the raffle.
Correct. The person that gifts the most, which, by the way, I'll give another update here as we're heading out of here. Our number one gifter so far at this current moment in time is Jimmy Jets, who has gifted 85 memberships so far this month. If that ended up standing and he ends up being the winner, he will win the custom emoji with Snowball, which we will talk about with Snowball off air and get that together, where Jimmy Jets will get his own custom emoji. And then anyone, for what my dad just said, for the raffle ticket giveaways, if you have one raffle ticket in, just one gifted membership or purchasing your own membership, you have a chance. Again, it's going to be random. It's going to be on the computer. We'll stream it live, so the process is completely transparent, so you guys can see that. Again, we'll be doing that this week. It is wonderful, and FL Film 98 continues to call my pop a marketing genius for how this plan is all set together. But we love it, everybody. It's going to be terrific, and I can't wait for that. So thanks, everybody. Again, continue to get those in, and we'll be live again at 12 o'clock, and then we'll be on through 12:15 and a little bit after, talking some Jets, doing some raffle giveaways here on a Happy New Year. Pop, wonderful first show, and I can't wait to do several others with you this week.
Yep. Happy New Year, everybody. Have a great day, and we'll see you at noon.
Again, at noon here on January 1st, 2025. Hang on tight, everybody. We'll see you in a little bit.